Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I'm your host and keeper of the Harry channel, and with me tonight are minions Geodes.
Hello.
Sora Luna.
Hello.
And SkepTok.
Hi, everybody.
So
Harry, how was your week? Nobody. We never start the show off asking Harry how his week was. Harry, how was your week?
Well, last week we did talk about rice, and I was talking about the algorithm and how the algorithm is always trying to make me afraid of something. And like almost all of last week, I just saw article after article and videos about how dangerous rice was. That if you let it cool down just a little bit, it has this toxin that'll make your, penis fall off. Just terrible things would happen to you.
Yeah, reheated rice syndrome or something
like
that.
Yeah, you'd get reheated rice syndrome. And I thought the week was over. I was going to get a whole new algorithm. So at the beginning of the week, I get this. Scientists warn a very deadly poison is accumulating in global rice fields. It's like...
No.
That was last week's thing. That was last week's thing. Why?
That's not how that works.
Why? That's the thing. Why? I have a few peeves and rants, which I'm just going to bring up with you folks individually. But I did, since you're asking how did it go, I'm still afraid of rice. Definitely afraid. So afraid of it, in fact, that I had rice, tuna sashimi, and shrimp tempura for dinner tonight.
Ooh, that's
so
yummy.
Clearly their messaging is not getting through to me.
That's a fine dinner.
It is a fine dinner. It's actually a damn fine dinner.
I had Texas chili made with sirloin. That was a pretty fine dinner too.
Yes, but
sirloin.
But
yum.
I have this all planned out, and I have to come to you last, Skep.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Hi, Geodes.
Hi.
Anything new in the great state of New Mexico? You didn't get haboobed this week like Arizona did.
No, I'm not going to quite say what I've been up to, but let's just say big changes are happening. So
that's right. The winds of change are blowing in your general direction.
Yes. Yes.
Instead of everything just blowing.
Yes.
I have a rant here. It's kind of more of a peeve, really. Maybe you can help me with this.
Okay.
I see these ads on TV for fabric softener all the time. And worse yet, these mix-in fabric perfume pellets. And they say, oh, your clothes will smell fresh, in quotes, for weeks or something. First of all, I think fabric softener is cap. I don't think you really even need all that much fabric softener. It's terrible on your washing machine. Is it just me that I've got like this personal vendetta against fabric softener? I mean, this is your chance to tell me, am I the asshole here? Or do you agree with me that fabric softener is dumb, especially the scented stuff?
It can be overused, definitely. And also, I mean, we have the stuff where it's like generally speaking, a lot of the stuff we use for cleaning anyways, all that's always scented, So to me, I don't know, fabric softener is kind of one of those things where it's like, it's sometimes a nice addition, but not really necessary. I don't know.
Well, like towels are a lot more absorbent if you don't use fabric softener on them. But
yeah,
if you go online,
coats them.
I'm sorry, and what?
It coats them like with a film,
a thin sheen of uselessness is what it coats them with, and then they don't absorb.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the video repair channels for appliances, they'll complain about those fabric softener sheets and the people who use a lot of fabric softener in the washer. It just makes everything inside the washer gets infinitely more disgusting, especially if you use a lot of it. And I have actually noticed that sometimes I'll go for a walk in the evening and I can smell fabric softener. Just like you'll just walk into like a cloud of it. It's like I'm 100 feet from the nearest house.
Do you know?
And I can just smell it.
It's melted plastic. It's very, very fine melted plastic. I hate to tell you what fabric softener is.
Terrible. Yeah,
it's not terribly different from plastic. It's not actually plastic, but it's very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's these big, long elastic molecules that atomize very, very nicely and have the perfect characteristics, been cured perfectly. But it's basically coating your clothes in a very, very low concentration, the finest concentration possible of what is basically melted plastic. Yes, that's what fabric softener is. No. So when you do that to a washing machine, yeah, it gunks it up. It's going to gunk it up.
Do you ever wear perfume, Sora? Do you like perfume?
All the time.
All the time. So there are definitely some fantastic perfumes, right? And if somebody's wearing the right one in the right amount, all for it. But then there's those times when you're not expecting to smell perfume, like you get hit with the cloud of Axe body spray, or the clothes that smell like Gain scent granules or something. Anytime I smell a smell that's meant to cover up some other smell, not enhance, mind you, cover up, I immediately think, okay, there's some BS afoot here. It kind of puts me on notice that something's not the way it's supposed to be, and somebody's trying to trick me into thinking everything's okay.
People shouldn't smell like pine scent.
Actually, I have some shaving cream, some fancy shaving cream from the UK that is sort of foresty. It's very cedary, as opposed to the sandalwood, which
nice.
I don't really like. But yeah, it's just fine. I'll put on my best my best lumberjack shirt, Pendleton, and that's fine. I once
I have a lot of men perfumes that's marketed towards guys because I like the cardamom spicy smell, and they don't really make that in women's, so I'll try to find something as unisex as possible because I love ginger and cardamom scents. So unfortunately, that tends to be men's perfumes.
What's your favorite perfume? Do you have a favorite?
I don't have a favorite, but so I like Byredo's. There's an oud perfume by Byredo. Then I love. There's a tea rose perfume by another kind of one of these. It's like tea rose and black pepper by a niche perfumery place. Kind of around the same thing like Byredo is, because Byredo is a bit of a kind of like not indie niche because they're fairly popular now. I have a perfume. I don't know the name of the maker, but it's called Scandinavian Murder. Something like that. So I'll try to see if I can find
betrayal.
it because it's so I got it. It was stupid expensive. It was in Europe. I was in those it's a legit perfumery place where it's a hole in the wall shop. Where they have bottles and bottles of things. There's not one label that's familiar in there. And you're scared to touch anything to smell because it's so niche everything. So yeah, so it's called something like Scandinavian Murder Mystery or Scandinavian Murder or whatever. And it is it smells like ash and maybe a hint of incense. It smells cold. Like it's like the remnants of a fire, but not like a campfire smell. It's definitely more masculine. But then I also love like
Scandinavian
product
crime.
candy.
Scandinavian crime.
Yeah, something like that.
From Laurent Maison. It's in a black box.
Hold on, let me see. It's a black box, yes.
I'm pretty sure this is the Scandinavian crime.
Yes, that's the one.
Yep.
No, that's the one.
Remember you used to get there would be perfume samples in magazines.
Yes,
they would just send them, and then enough people complained, it's like, I've got multiple chemical sensitivity.
Yeah.
Don't send these to me. And I don't know what percentage of the people complained. I don't know if it was 99 or 9. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure there were some people that were sad when those stopped showing up.
Do you remember scratch and sniff pages in magazines? Are you that old?
I remember the only thing I ever had that had. Oh, you're talking to Sora. Never mind.
Well, no, I was talking to both of you.
Well, I had a Christmas book when I was a very little kid that was Scratch and Sniff. And it was this story about this sad little Christmas tree that nobody wanted him because he was so small. And he just wanted to be a Christmas tree. And it had Scratch and Sniff pine and hot chocolate and peppermint. And yeah, it was great. I used to love that. I remember thinking when I was probably like 3-ish, everything should be Scratch and Sniff. This is the best.
Multimedia. Even then, Harry.
Yeah, I decided that it was probably impractical. There would be too many smells in the world and it wouldn't be easy to fabricate these things.
At least we're thinking about solving the problem.
But anyway, Sora, I didn't give you a chance to talk about anything you want to talk about. I mean, I know you're still on a high from, was it the Backstreet Boys going to the Sphere? Will you lose Sora?
Hello, Sora.
So good.
Okay.
I went to another am I?
You're good.
You're good. We got you now.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh.
I think Zoom just doesn't like.
I think,
I think she might be right.
I was actually talking to Sora before everybody showed up, and we were just fine. And then as soon as Geode showed up, suddenly the audio started getting stupid.
So it's Geodes is the problem.
That strikes me as odd.
My audio drivers are destroying everything. It's all part of the plan.
That's not how that works.
That's all coming together. It's all coming together. Let me. There are some settings that I can change. So can we hear Sora at all?
Sora.
Testing.
We got you.
We can hear you.
Yay.
All right. So as you were saying.
I've been doing good. I went to another concert at the fair. The local guys that I've seen quite a few times, just like a local band.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no, it's all good. Someone who's currently doing who's like it's kind of a temping at work, not really temping, but anyway. Has given notice, which is very, very happy for all of us because this person is not very good, and I feel like an asshole saying that. But so that has made my Friday and subsequent today very happy. But yeah, otherwise great. End of the summer, no more vacation plans. It's a little bit sad, but there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say I of course had to do my basic white girl altar kind of devotional thing, whatever you want to call, by purchasing the first pumpkin spice latte of the season. I could not wait. So I had one, not from Starbucks, from a local coffee place that makes it much better than Starbucks.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't.
No,
yes,
it doesn't.
It
It doesn't make you any less of a white girl. That's the thing. It makes it better in the sense that it's a better product. But yeah.
No, what I'm saying is not from Starbucks because Starbucks is just not.
Yeah.
It's not. I swear they changed their formula or whatever syrup they use. It's just not as good as it used to be. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That was my last week in a nutshell. Not super exciting, but I enjoyed it.
So that brings us to SkepTok. Would you greet the chat, please?
I shall. And what a chat we have. We've got Joel McLaughlin and Green Badger as the early arrivals. Clippy came in soon thereafter. Hello, guys. Mr. Yes is here. And we welcome all our friends in chat. We do the show for you, and we have you with us and be a part of the show. Thank you for being here.
Welcome.
Scratch and Sniff Cologne is a suggestion from Mr. Yes, by the way. I thought that was pretty funny.
What could possibly go wrong with that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's sorry I missed last week. I no excuse other than old person falls asleep and just had too many things to do, and that's the way that goes.
Sometimes you just need your rest.
Absolutely.
Sometimes your body doesn't care that you're supposed to be on a show. And your body, you should listen to it. Don't listen to me, listen to it. But anything else going on this week that you want to share?
Not not so much. The one thing that I think, one of the central issues, interest in my life is what's going on in Israel, and I think that's going to be a very interesting place to watch this particular week. I think there's some interesting changes. Everybody keep your eyes peeled. I think this business in Gaza City is going to probably hold a bunch of hostages and may make some real changes in the arrangement and moving forward to a more rational living situation for all concerned.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a positive. I think good things are ahead. It's going to be pivotal.
Well, I don't want to turn this into a big thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So
sorry,
the thing I'm about to say. The thing I'm about to say on the topic that you just brought up. So I don't want to turn this into a big thing, but Ryan Macbeth, I can't remember his name, who's the guy who does a lot of, he's basically working for drone companies, former military. He does a lot of stuff on misinformation, disinformation, psyops, that type of stuff. So he does a lot of videos about that. He actually made a video recently where he said, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And he basically, he's come to understand the situation in Gaza the way a lot of us do in terms of the indoctrination of the young kids and all this sort of stuff. And so he's like, a lot of stuff that I've been saying up till now, yeah, that's unfortunately probably wrong. Because he didn't really have a full grasp of the situation on the ground there. I thought it was really nice that he was willing to just sort of stand up and do a mea culpa.
I was going to say that shows some intellectual integrity that is rare.
Yeah, intellectual honesty. Because, why have integrity when you can just double down?
Right, exactly. That's what everybody else does. Hey, it's not how you play the game; it's winning the game.
Yeah.
And no, it's not. It's doing it fairly. If everybody did everything fairly, we would live in a paradise.
Not even that, just be honest actors for the most part.
Yeah, just be honest brokers, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. So I have an article here for you.
Do it.
The Italian secret to sweeter tomatoes and higher yield plants that produce more fruits. The gist of this article, Skep, is
Italian tomatoes.
Italian tomatoes are really good, but the gist of this is if you want to have more pulp, more mass in the tomatoes, not more water, but more actual meat, and you want them to actually taste better, so you get more yield, more actual yield at the other end of the process, you give them 50% as much water once they start to change color. So essentially you just put them under a little bit of stress. They go, yeah, I want to pull a little extra effort into that offspring because times are getting tough. Give Junior as good a chance as you possibly can. Junior being the tomato. And I've seen similar things about this with tomatoes in a bunch of places. I've told people in terms of tomatoes, don't over-fertilize them. Don't overwater them. But specifically here is don't overwater them when the color starts to change on the fruit. Then you back off on it to 50% of what you were watering before. And I know that, for instance, it was like 20 or 30 years ago, I saw an article that the Israelis were trying to grow tomatoes. And of course, water is a real problem in Israel on all these farms. And so what they were doing is they were basically using drip irrigation with brackish water, not salt water, but just brackish water. And they actually found that the tomatoes produced a much better yield and quality of fruit when the tomato plants weren't too comfortable. Soft times make soft tomatoes. I don't know.
I'm thinking about the actual chemicals that cause. So I've read about tomatoes, probably like you've read about teas. I think this might work for some tomatoes, and probably works for the tomatoes that the Italians use. That there's enough variability in tomatoes where it'd be interesting to try this with some of the more common American varieties. Get the same result. I think I'm going to try this.
Well, unfortunately, Serenity's on the DL tonight. She had to take the night off. So we can't talk to her about tomatoes because she would talk about mortgage lifter right now. But maybe we'll follow up with her next week. So that's tomatoes. Getting into the topics at hand. So the leader of the California Republicans in the Senate has decided to sort of do Sora, what happens in Canada all the time. If things start to go poorly, you just talk about secession, right? So in this particular case, they're saying, well, if you're going to divide up California, gerrymander it to essentially make it so the eastern half of California has no effective representation, because, you're basically chopping up the eastern rural populations and diluting them into the western coastal populations with this new map. Effectively, you're disenfranchising all those people. Why don't we just make it into 2 states? We'll have the left part of California and the right part of California. And that's basically what the map looks like. I don't think this is going to happen, but this is really about all you can do when things start to get shitty. At a certain point, you just got to say, okay, if you're not going to treat me fairly, maybe I'm just going to pick up my toys and leave. What do you think of that as a Canadian, Sora?
It's not helpful.
It's not helpful to threaten to pick up your toys and leave? Normally.
I don't know. Because the thing is, nobody ever takes you seriously.
Yes, that is true.
So that's why I would think. But we'll see. It just takes the one person to actually say to actually do it. But then what about all the citizens who live in that area who don't want that to happen?
Oh, the citizens in the right side of California? Oh, yeah, they definitely want it to happen. This is an extremely popular idea outside of the coast.
But won't there be there's still going to be some who don't want that, right? Then you're going to be all sorts of...
There would be broad popular appeal. If it involves a vote of the entire state, it won't happen because they don't like the people on the right side of California, all the agricultural people, the people who create all the food, those people. Yeah. They don't like those people, but they really just want their water.
Right.
Because all of the water comes from their part of California. And if all the lefty BS was isolated into its own state, then they'd have to make some kind of deal or some kind of accommodation to keep getting all the water they need. And it's water politics that's the big thing. I don't think that this is going to go anywhere, but I think if you don't have the option of walking away, nobody has to ever listen to you. And every time somebody brings something like this up, maybe this will be the time. I would just as soon if I was on, I am on the left side of California, physically speaking. It would be really bad for coastal California to lose that whole other half of the state. But if you're going to go out of your way to disenfranchise them, what else can they do? They don't have the numbers in terms of population to fight back.
They don't have a vote right now.
They don't have a vote, and they're going to have even less of a vote. They're going to get absolutely screwed in the
absolutely right.
The gerrymandering.
Yep.
So I think they have every right to put something on the ballot and on a county by county basis say, we support the idea of just getting the hell out of here. The same thing is also happening in Oregon, has been for a while now, because
Greater Idaho.
Yeah, they're just like, the state of Oregon does not represent us. We just want to become part of Idaho.
Yeah.
Not words you'd ever expect anybody to say, I want to be part of Idaho.
Well, have you ever met anybody from Eastern Oregon? I used to live in Spokane. You meet a lot of people from Eastern Oregon, Spokane, because that's Eastern Washington. And that's the Coeur d'Alene set. That's the rugged outdoors guy, Ruby Ridge type.
They're not all crazy like Wrangler Star, are they?
No, they're not. They're not all nuts. Quite the contrary, and many of them are quite accomplished and very wealthy. But they want to be. They are libertarian to the core.
Yeah, away property.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Hell is other people.
Still loving that thing. Okay, well, that's not going to happen. So, I kind of like this article. So it's in Fortune. AI shame is running rampant in the corporate sector, and the C-suite leaders are most worried about getting caught. Essentially, to recap this article, they're saying that people in the C-suite, your CEO, your CIO, your CTO, those people, use AI, but it's almost like a guilty secret. You don't want to look like you rely on it too much. So they try to downplay whatever contributions the AI actually makes to them. And I feel kind of like, if your girlfriend's a robot, you should have a certain amount of public shame, because this is sort of right there. You shouldn't be in the C-suite. I mean, yes, you should use the best tools that are available to you. But if 90% of your job is being done by AI, then the question is, well, what do you bring to the table?
Well, okay. Let me say this about that. All right. You're the chief of some department, and you have this amazing tool that's available to you. I think you are doing your department a disservice. You can't find a way to maximize value out of that tool. If you can't maximize value out of AI, there's something wrong with you. If you're in a C-suite.
Yeah.
If you're in a C-suite, I would be using the shit out of it. I would use it openly. I'd say, this is a tool. Let's get good at this. Let's have workshops on how we use this, on how we check it, how we make sure it's right, and all the things that you have to do with AI right now. I don't see why you wouldn't take the approach of using it freely, but finding a way to use it responsibly and as a moneymaker. I see this as a moneymaker. I really do.
Well, you could certainly expand somebody's span of control with it, because if you have an intelligent agent that can help you organize all the information from the people that report to you, I could see span of control doubling easily.
Yes.
Which doesn't necessarily change everything, but it gives you different sort of organizational topologies that actually might work that wouldn't work otherwise. For example, this is not the only thing that it means.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I use AI.
So I don't get the AI shame.
Okay. Let's see.
I think it's misplaced shame.
There's a stunning financial problem with AI data centers. Essentially, the gist of this article, which I've highlighted right here, is given the current rate at which tech companies are spending money without much return, a long-term bet that AI will make human labor obsolete, Cooperman estimates that revenue would have to increase tenfold just to break even. Anything's possible, of course, but it doesn't seem like a hot bet. Okay, so this makes a whole bunch of assumptions about a whole bunch of things, but it's pretty easy to see that the whole AI, that there's an AI bubble and that it's probably going to deflate at some point, probably pretty damn soon. So much money is being put into data centers. I think Texas was saying they were thinking it was going to be $150 billion in investment in the next year, and now it's looking like $150 million. Now it's looking like what's $1 billion? There's a number in here. I mean, just huge amounts of money is being spent on these data centers, and you're not seeing the kind of cash flow to go along with all this stuff. Clearly, the spend is outstripping the revenues, and everybody's assuming they're going to be a winner.
They've calculated that they've got to bring in $480 billion in 2025 alone in order to break even.
Yep.
There's no fucking way.
No.
It's like, I mean, I think a lot of people don't remember the early like public internet back when like it really kind of came to be around like 1995.
I do.
All these, I know you do. I know Skep does, but it's like, you have all these companies that were cropping up, and because they were on the internet, they were receiving just oceans of money because everybody's like, oh, it's going to be successful.
Pets.com.
Dude, don't talk about that stock. I lost a lot of money on pets.com.
I know so many
I still have one of the sock puppet dogs.
Bless your heart.
New in box, of course. I keep it as a reminder of how that investing is dangerous.
Humility reminder.
Sorry, Geos, go ahead.
No, you're fine. But I mean, that kind of emphasizes the point, though. It's like it all popped. Eventually, that will boom. It dried up everything. think a lot of companies kind of start realizing, hey, maybe throwing money into this with just willy-nilly without like any sort of thought about hey, how are these like future prospects actually looking going to play out? And I feel like it's kind of something similar with AI right now. So
I think it might be kind of a macho competition thing too. They all go off to the islands with Saint at the beginning of them, and then they pal around at the Bohemian Grove or wherever, and nobody wants to admit that they're being the one who's responsible about the AI spending.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
so you're just trying to compete with your friend from school whose company is spending 500 million on it instead of 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
There could be some of that. It could be greed. It could be some sunk cost fallacy. There aren't that many times in a person's life where you have to kind of go big or go home if you want to make a lot of money. So you're putting a lot of money at risk, but the potential profits for a small number of people are huge.
I didn't realize it was $500 billion. That's what they're going to spend on data centers.
Hey.
There's nothing to say of data center spending in 2026, which is currently set to be $375 billion with a B to $500 billion next year. So
I didn't realize it was that order.
$500 billion.
That's $500 billion. That is one.
How many Icelands is that, Skep?
It's 5% of our GDP.
How many Icelands is that? How many times could we buy Iceland over and over again?
Yeah, and Denmark.
And Denmark. At a certain point, I'd rather just buy Iceland.
Denmark and Russia have the same GDP, roughly, by the way.
And Spain.
And Spain.
Spain has roughly the same GDP as Russia. So one more AI thing. Geodes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's this thing, the great AI coding assistant bait and switch. This is going to... So a lot of people are spending a lot of money trying to use all these tools, and sort of like thinking that you bought a movie when really what you got is a long-term lease on a movie from Amazon Prime or Hulu or whoever it is that you bought the movie from, right? You have these tools, they become an essential part of your workflow. And then what stops them from raising the price to be whatever they want it to be? Well,
looking at you, Microsoft Word.
Yeah, so you could, if your product isn't fundamentally better than everybody else's product, or if your product is easy to switch out for somebody else's product, that keeps the price low. But the more somebody gets hooked on, using Claude, for instance, is version 4, I think it is. People, that's really optimized for coding versus some of the other large language models. So a lot of people who write code have Claude AI pulled in with their why can't I think about words tonight? Sorry, their development kit, their development environment. And so then if Claude raises their prices, you have to wait for them to actually just go, ow, right? And then they'll quit. But it's going to be a really high price. Once somebody gets hooked on using AI to write all their code, I don't see them just turning it off and going back to looking stuff up in books and writing it by hand.
One thing about the people who make those decisions, Harry, is they know that demand elasticity, not just price elasticity of demand, but demand of elasticity of many kinds exists, and that they can be substituted out very quickly. So that there are some abating pressures on the marketing people who make those decisions. I've sat in those meetings, quite a few. And that always comes up is let's not go broke finding out that the market's touchy about this.
Yeah, well, you're talking about demand elasticity, and I was earlier alluding to cross-price elasticity without using those words.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, don't be sorry.
Well, I mean, your demand can evaporate.
Yeah, it can. I mean, but they're two importante microeconomic topics that pertain to this sort of thing. It's like, how do you decide? How do you decide that what's the safe level of investment when you're using something like this? Please do me a favor, Skep, and help keep an eye on chat for me.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm multitasking aggressively here.
Yeah, I mean the big thing honestly is like it's similar to honestly it's the same crap that like also like kids in high school and middle school will do as well. If they don't want to do like math or something, they'll just like go and look up the answers, or they'll find some way to have it done. For what back in when I was in middle school, you could actually call up Wolfram Alpha's number and they'll just solve your math for you. They just didn't care.
You're just trying to raise my blood pressure, aren't you?
Yeah. Is it working though? No, I'm just joking. Yeah. But I mean, the reality is that you have to intentionally train yourself to be like, I am going to actually go through the material and I am going to try and work through it. I'm going to try and learn it. And the people who do that, they're going to do a lot better. Now, there are caveats to that. For example, like the tech class I did, they would not allow us to use any development environments like IDEs for programming, which on paper sounds great until you realize when you're compiling with having to type a Linux command over and over again, you type it wrong and it corrupts your whole file. That doesn't really make sense. So it's one of those things where there are limitations with that train of thought, but in general, it's not the wrong approach. So
you can run make or CMake from the command line, Geo. It's okay. You don't even need to use the Emacs mode for doing this stuff, Skep. I use make all the time. Usually just GNU make or Berkeley make.
No, yeah,
because you're absolutely right. That whole reproducibility thing is important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, it's one of those things. Yeah, you want to be careful.
Sora, are you still with us?
I am.
How do you feel about birds?
They're good.
You're good? Okay. Okay, rare bird node for rambunctious sex parties spotted near San Francisco coast. Look at him. He knows what he did. Look at that. Look at that. See him?
I love him.
Okay, so this is the crested auklet.
Good for it.
Now, the thing about the crested auklet is they're not supposed to be here. Now, it's not impossible for him to be here because, he's here. He's just very lost. He's supposed to be up in the Aleutians. This is really not where he's supposed to be. Or even hanging out outside your house would be, an okay thing. There's no reason for him to be hanging out near the Farallon Islands in California. This is just not where he is supposed to be. Now, I did think it was interesting, this whole thing about the, rambunctious sex parties. Yeah. That does raise some questions. Okay, so crested auklets are native to the Alaskan islands and eastern Siberia. Both male and females have bright bills, which are fluorescent, and during breeding season, the same curly head plumage. That's the thing, which are fluorescent, and during breeding season, the same curly head plumage. Okay, in courtship, females bury their heads in the male's tangerine-scented necks, known as ruff sniffing, R-U-F-F, as the males puff out their chests and honk with gusto. The birds are even known for what the Audubon Society calls rambunctious sex parties, in which groups of up to 20 crowd in to watch the pair mate.
Sounds like a fraternity.
That's one hell of a bird. We need to send him on back north. He's going to be very, very sad down here by himself because there's not anybody to
sex parties down here.
Yeah, there's not anybody for him to hook up with, let alone 20 friends to watch to cheer him on. I mean, this is just not. Yeah, this is a problem.
Some bored seagull hooker in a seaside town.
But that is a weird looking bird.
It's funny. Look at it.
Now, is that the sunfish of birds?
No. He's actually far more useful than a sunfish. At least he makes fertilizer. Oh, that's true. You can turn sunfish into fertilizer, can't you?
Yeah.
You grind them up in a big chewy chomp thing and turn them into bone meal.
Calcium.
Yeah.
By the way, the Farallons. One of the things about the Farallons is they are just completely covered with guano.
Yeah.
They're just. We used to call them the shit islands as you sail past them as the Golden Gate.
Yeah.
They're the shit islands,
Well, while we're on the topic of rambunctious sex parties, Putin has 2 secret sons with gymnasts who live life of luxury isolated from the world. Now that That, my friends, is some dictator stuff. That is a dictator move. You give,
well, yeah, that's prime dictator.
This is prime dictator. I mean, what's the point of being a dictator if you're not going to get a rhythmic gymnast and have a bunch of kids and then give them like their own special compound and then spoil them rotten? This is like the most dictator thing I think I've ever seen him do.
How come he gets to do that? Because he's Putin. That's why.
Because he's very, very powerful and very, very rich, and women hate that.
Yeah, women just hate that.
Well, not to mention he's also scary.
Men hate that
too.
Yeah. But she, I think we saw her a moment ago. Where did she disappear to? She looks like she has
yes, we did.
RBF. She has a bad case of RBF. Okay, so reported that Ivan 9 and Vladimir Jr. 5. That's another baller move when you name like your mistress's kids after you. That's
like what Llewellyn the Great, the greatest Welsh king of all time.
Yeah.
Llewellyn Farr named his bastard son Llewellyn. It's kind of a big fuck you to his wife.
It really is.
Or his wife's family, actually.
How deceased do you think this investigative journalist is going to be now?
Well, I don't know. Alexander Butler. I don't know. I would get a polonium sniffing dog if I was you. Just kidding.
Mr. Rice and pellet sniffing.
Yeah, minions of the zoo cannot be sued for giving inadequate or improper self-defense recommendations.
Alina Kabayeva. Alina?
Yeah.
Kaba.
So anyway, that was from the Department of Giggity. I just thought that was just the most dictator thing I've ever heard of him doing. And the fact that she's a rhythmic gymnast really kind of, that's just a nice little bow fun, right on the thing. So not one of those like super muscled parallel beam gymnasts that'll break you like a twig. Just go for one of the go for the rhythmic gymnast, the one who plays the ribbons and stuff. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Actually, she's listed on in Wikipedia as a politician. Alina Maritovna Kabayeva, and is a Russian politician, media manager, and retired individual rhythmic gymnast who has been designated honored master of sports by the Russian government for some reason. It's as though the relationship with Putin does not exist.
Nothing to do with what we've just been reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what an interesting rhythmic gymnast. Yep, that's nothing else to look. She's just a politician.
Dude. Abrupt change of topic.
Sorry.
No, it's the one thing I've noticed is that for some reason Gen X is getting far too much attention online. We like to keep low, not become the targets of anybody's ire or anything else. But people keep picking fights with us. So there's been more and more of this talk about sort of Gen X thing, and I was thinking, okay, so what is a memory that I have that's like sort of very early Gen X that would be specific to my generation or older? And I settled on this. This is a thing that you used to do. You would go to like A&W and they would give you this wax paper lined paper cone with a quart of draft root beer in it.
Yep. And
this was just a thing people would do. You didn't have like pretentious growler mugs or anything like that. You would go to A&W and they'd give you some root beer to take home. It was in the mid to late 70s that they started selling stuff in cans. But before that, this was the take home root beer thing. And now people buy these things at auction as memorabilia. Yeah, I mean, I assume that Skep and I are the only people here who remember this.
Absolutely. Who've actually drunk root beer from one.
Yeah, and car hops. Car hops were great. And it wasn't just like a gimmick at Sonic, okay? Car hops were just a thing. You would just drive to a fast food place and you could just like flash your lights or whatever or park in a designated spot and they would just bring the food out to you. So sometimes people on roller skates, which was great.
The first one on roller skates I ever had was in 1964. We were in Santa Monica. It's the first time I'd ever been to California, and we were just back to the United States from Belgium, and I saw these people delivering food on roller skates, and I just thought, this is the jet age. This is amazing. Yeah, we're just flown back from Europe on a 707 on a jet plane. It was an amazing time to be alive. I thought I was very lucky to live in such a modern time.
Yeah, they put like this little tray on the side of your car, kind of, and they would do similar things to that, I guess, at drive-in movies too. But yeah, the whole car culture thing, we really embraced it. It's like cars are so great, you don't even have to get out. We'll just just stay in your car. We'll just bring it to you. It'll be fantastic.
Drive-in movies were great, and remember those speakers had a certain timbre to them.
Yeah.
They always sound like, kind of painkiller like this.
So drive-in movies, now there's a possibility that Sora or Geodes has been to a drive-in movie. How about it?
Unfortunately, no.
Nope.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah,
I saw, okay, the first movie I ever saw to drive-in, Scap, American Graffiti.
Oh, nice. What a perfect
what a perfect movie to see at a drive-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad, being a product of that sort of generation, was very nostalgic about it. So all the American Graffiti, Grease, that kind of stuff, he was big about that stuff. So it made me want to rebel against it and hate it. But in hindsight, I actually don't mind it at all. Now that it's not forced.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that it's not compulsory.
Doesn't that make a difference?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Such a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do so many things on my own volition. Many things that are hard that I would never do if someone ordered me to do them. Funny.
Yeah. Times. So in terms of the be afraid thing, right? So this was the latest thing that one of the be afraid things. Common painkillers may fuel deadly superbugs that resist antibiotics, study warns. Okay, so don't anybody get in a real panic about some headline like this from Fox News. The claim being that ibuprofen and acetaminophen increase genetic mutations in E. coli during lab tests.
The genetic mutations in the most mutatable gram-negative anaerobe that we know about. The thing that changes colors at the drop of a hat. Yes. Tell me about increased genetic mutations.
Yeah, there's one E. coli here. We just dropped 500 grams of acetaminophen powder on top of it.
And it changed. We got some chromosomal abnormalities.
It started activating, gene sequences that had been laying dormant and everything else, just trying to not die from the 500 grams of acetaminophen on its head.
The entire bacterium went bald.
But
E. coli.
Hey,
bacterial alopecia.
Oh.
Hello, DrFunctional, if that is your real name. So what do you think about painkillers? Do you think you should just stop taking them because of something Fox News said? I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
Wait till you're 70.
The thing about
I generally shy away from them when I'm in. Apparently today, sorry, I had to grab a soda from my fridge because I'm dying of thirst.
Understood.
Apparently today on my walk, I went 13K.
Nice.
Not bad for a cripple. Although my sock cut into my ankle and I'm bleeding.
Oh.
Nice.
So that's why by the end of the day I was a little sore and wanted to go home. There's this thing called, and I'm sure, Sora, you have it out there, probably called the same thing, the Great Canadian Exhibition. No? Okay. Well, it's a big thing that travels the country, and it starts in I want to say it starts in Quebec and then comes to Toronto and then goes out west. And it's basically just an overhyped carnival. And so that's where I was today and walking around like crazy. Again,
the
not bad for a
Canadian
cripple.
National Exhibition, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Nice.
Canadian National Exhibition, the CNE. And it happens every year at about this time. And oh boy, was it crazy downtown. Because it's also a long weekend. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the show. Carry on.
No, it's okay. We were just talking about this, and I was just going to say, in terms of, as I've said many times in the past, if they just discovered aspirin today, it would be considered a wonder drug. Aside from people who can't take it because of Reye's syndrome or some other health problem, you don't hear about aspirin in any of these studies. Nobody's saying, oh, aspirin causes Alzheimer's. I'm not saying aspirin does anything bad to you except make your, improve your heart health.
Aspirin could get approved today, Harry.
I know, because of all the side effects.
Yeah.
But it does so many things so well and has a much better safety profile from the things I care about, like not getting dementia.
It's holding that most efficacious, most wondrous radical called the salicylate radical. It's in an acetyl group, which is just ready to hand it off. It's just ready to here you go. It's just a dandy molecule for getting delivered.
Yeah,
it really is.
It fights fevers. It helps you with pain, and it helps with inflammation. And are there more effective drugs? Absolutely, but they always either cause me more stomach problems or more of something else. Acetaminophen is linked to disinhibition. It's like, I don't want to take a painkiller that's going to make me turn into oncoming traffic because of reasons. I mean, it's just...
Well, that would explain my aunt's promiscuity.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
at least she's...
and causation.
She's probably less promiscuous than that bird we talked about earlier. There's a bird.
I swear we ran into a bird orgy.
Nice.
Because on the topic of painkillers and acetaminophen, it was a willow grove. So willow bark is basically aspirin. And so I said to my friend, I said, do you figure the bugs that were eating the bark got eaten by the birds? And then the birds were all so doped up on the willow bark, they were just like, let's screw. And the other birds were like, yeah. But now we know less inhibition. The birds were just less inhibited. And,
that's acetaminophen paracetamol. Aspirin doesn't cause disinhibition.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Good.
Sounds like those birds went to NYU. Anyway.
Yeah, so this is the first part of This Week in Fear. So yeah, common painkillers cause this stuff. Talk to your doctor. Don't worry about stuff like this. There's a lot of other reasons to worry about taking too much of either of these chemicals. And have nothing to do with E. coli having weird mutations. I would think after this many decades of people taking huge amounts of this stuff, if there was some obvious cancer link, it would have already been pretty clear. I don't think we'd be teasing that signal out of the data.
I mean, it's not good for your liver, right?
It's not hard to jack with E. coli.
No,
it's everybody's first bacteria in when you study bacteriology.
Yeah.
E. coli. What?
Yeah, the sequence goes Drosophila melanogaster, planarians, E. coli. That's the way it works.
Not wrong.
As you work your way down the tree.
You knew the melanogaster part. That makes me very, very happy.
Yes. Okay, so the next thing in This Week in Fear is this thing. No, that's not the right one. Everything's out of order. Okay. Well, we can talk about this one. Your dog is part of the climate change problem. I can adopt 100 bunnies that will not be close to the emissions of a dog because my dog is a carnivore. Look at him. Who wants to cause global climate change? You do. Look at him.
They're really grasping at all the straws, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't have a valid argument.
How dare you exist?
Who's a good boy?
Yeah.
Fart away, big boy. Fart away.
Yeah. Well, and it's also just all of the chemical fertilizers and everything that go to grow the food to feed the animals get chopped up and put in cans for Fido there.
I mean, the same pesticides and effort goes into making rabbit pellets and rabbit bedding.
Shh. It's okay.
Oh, right.
But yeah.
Make our own dog food for our dog.
Well, first they convinced a whole bunch of people not to have kids, and now they're trying to convince them not to have pets. You're going to have a nice government-assigned cube and a universal basic income, and vote for us. Okay. The next thing that I was meaning to go to is this. Microplastics found in highest amounts in these popular drinks. I don't know about you. I'm getting really tired of people trying to scare me about microplastics. I filter all my water. I keep it in a glass carafe. I don't heat things in plastic in the microwave. Beyond that, I'm not really sure what more I'm supposed to do.
Here's the thing about microplastics. In order for microplastics to, they can either do chemical damage or they can do mechanical damage. Now, the mechanical damage that they can do is largely can be addressed. Chemical damage that can come off microplastics really depends on the plastic, depends what's in there. If you've got something that has polychlorinated biphenyls, for example, that's going to sweat those, that's a huge problem. But most things, most plastics are made in such a way that they don't. I almost said metabolize. It's kind of like metabolization. They don't break down into those noxious chemicals, so you're not going to get the. You can even get nitrosamines from plastic breakdown. Did you know that, Harry?
I didn't know about it from plastic breakdown. I mean, I know the old-fashioned way of getting it is just
heat.
Is farming using nitrate fertilizers and then pickling said vegetables in said water, and then you can get nitrosamines easily. You just need protein plus nitrates.
Exactly, and that will do a very nice job. But you can get all kinds of bad things from plastics breaking down, but most of the plastics that actually are used and made in food packaging that are approved and regulated in this country are going to be as safe, probably the safest in the world, truly among the safest in the world. Maybe some of the Scandinavian countries are almost as.
Well, there are a few things we used to do in the manufacture of plastics and in nonstick coatings that were pretty terrible. Like some of the original old school nonstick, you overheat that stuff.
Teflons?
Yeah, you overheat that stuff and you're creating a pretty substantial health hazard in your home.
Yes,
absolutely. But they don't make it that way anymore. And honestly, Functional will back me up here. Most of the time, you really just want to be using stainless steel anyway, or a pan that's been seasoned appropriately.
Yeah, we use cast iron sometimes.
But here's the part where you're supposed to be scared. So they're also inside humans too, in our blood, accumulating in our brains, and even in our testicles.
It's like, no, not my testicles.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can just laugh at plastics, but nobody said anything about them getting in my testicles.
And you know why they accumulate in testicles? Because your testicles have lipidinous tissue. You have fat in your testicles, and this is all binding to fat. That's all this is, and it ends up the fat tissue. And you know what it does? It sits there.
Okay.
People don't realize. People talk about smoking pot. Pot accumulates in the brain. Tetrahydrocannabinolic acid will make itself into a salt. And it accumulates in your brain in the frontal lobe. But all it does is stick to the fat there. It doesn't really get in the way of the thinking. They used to think that because they could detect in autopsy THC in the frontal lobes, they said, "Oh, that's this guy was a criminal. That must have affected his judgment." And there was this supposed tie-in between pot use and frontal lobe, judgment being seated in the frontal lobe and lack of judgment. And that doesn't really test out. That's not a reproducible thing using modern methods. It's just one of those common misconceptions about that.
You know what it is?
The
smoke inhalation.
Yeah, you have to not inhale.
No, I mean, there's other ways. It's not the THC that's destroying your brain cells. It's the fact that some of these burnouts, these stoners, are sitting around in rooms full of smoke and constantly inhaling the smoke, and that is what is dumbing people down.
Well, yeah, it's the effect of THC on other parts of the central nervous system. Yeah, exactly. That
It's not because they detect it in your brain, because I am
Yeah.
obviously a high functioning, semi-intelligent stoner, but you know, I just, and you're right, like the adipose tissue, it's what is it, like 50-60% of our brains are fat,
right.
And
so,
cholesterol.
like,
It's a big jelly roll of fat with blood vessels and nerves running through it. That's what your
Yeah.
brain is.
where the potassium interchanges with the thing,
With
the other molecule, I
the
forget,
sodium.
sodium
Right.
and potassium
the
interchange,
sodium
and
potassium exchange. That does not happen in the brain so much. It happens more in the kidney. But go ahead.
Well,
Oh,
other than the fear
My
factor
mistake.
of this article, the takeaway is that if you drink hot tea and hot coffee in a plastic cup, you're kind of asking for it, because it turns out that those two things can really liberate more of the
Tannic acid
plastic.
and citric acid
Yeah.
are both very, those will dissolve plastic. Those will definitely dissolve plastic.
Yeah.
Anything with a relatively high pH.
Well, they studied these various things. So overall, hot tea and hot coffee were the two winners. But even iced tea in plastic was, not great. These acidic things. I mean, tea is a pretty powerful set of compounds. So plastic, maybe not the best thing. Get your glass is great. Glass is really fantastic.
Silicon dioxide is your friend, my friend.
It is. All right. Oh well,
They
speaking
mostly use
of
paper.
glass, I actually got my my computer glasses. Yeah, and
How
it's
you like 'em?
well, they're kind of heavy, but overall, I'm really pretty tickled. They work super well, and the bridge on them spreads the weight out nicely over my nose. So even though they're a lot heavier than my old computer glasses, there's no comparison. I feel like a complete idiot for not getting real glass computer glasses many years ago. Is every time I would get, you'd go to the place and they'd say, "Oh, you don't want glass, you want plastic. Plastic is better." I'm like, "No, I'm pretty sure I want glass," and they would always talk me out of it. And it's like 6th grade camp all over again. I hate it when somebody convinces me to do something that I don't want to do, and then I hate myself, for 2 to 4 years until I go to get other glasses. They say, "Well, you don't really want glass, do you?" And then, like a complete idiot, I just fall for it over and over again. I just keep trying to kick that football, and Lucy just keeps pulling it away from me. So I decided not to be a sucker. I got real glass lenses, and it's pretty fantastic.
And you don't get nose fatigue?
I mean, they're a little heavier, but I don't have these terrible headaches from the eye strain that I was having before.
That's got to be better.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like somebody was sticking an ice pick in my left eye. That combined with sinus problems, it was like, oh God.
This doesn't sound like that much fun.
Yeah, oh, well, I guess it's 4 p.m. I've withstood all the pain I can for now. I'm going to take a 3-hour nap. No, that's just no way to go through life.
Do you have an eye colander?
An eye colander?
The
Yes.
strain?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Ew.
That was my bad pun for the night.
Yes.
Oh my God.
My feet hurt. What do you want from me?
That pun was so bad. Actually, I almost had a myocardial infarction.
So I found a channel with a chef who reminds me a lot of TUEfunctional. Because I always show you these cringy, terrible things. So this
Cringy
guy,
and terrible.
for food things, I'll show you like somebody making
Sorry,
just.
I thought you had a better perception of me.
I know. Well, I actually saw this
I
guy.
love watching this dude's videos because they make me feel like a colossal piece of shit who will never make anything that comes even close to being as perfect as this.
Okay.
Yeah.
This dude's taking lemon right now, but he does all kinds of different fruit. This is going to taste like the lemoniest lemon that ever lemoned, and it's going to be gorgeous. Spoiler alert. Like everything is just perfect. Oh shit, is this like a Choco Taco but with lemon?
Yes.
R.I.P. Choco Tacos, by the way. God damn, that's gorgeous. I'm not even mad at the gold flake. Usually I'm just like, fuck whatever, but it looks really nice.
This guy totally reminds me of
Seal
you,
of
Functional.
approval. Yeah.
Yeah, he
fucking
reminds me
perfect.
of me.
And tastes delicious.
He even looks like
God
me.
damn it.
That's the scary part.
It's eerie.
The glasses, the hat.
Yeah, that's a 12 out of 10. I'll take about.
Your long lost cousin.
Yeah, well, he does a lot of these, and a number where he'll just talk about something terrible. I thought I would try just for once to be upbeat and show him reacting to something good.
Delicious.
But this is actually Chef Reactions, and Harley recommended. I actually find his channel, as reaction channels go, this is pretty great.
He's even got the telltale Jew schnoz.
Yeah,
Maybe this guy is my long lost cousin.
he might be. He might be. Oh God, yeah. I've watched a few of his videos so far and found them all to be pretty great. But some of the good stuff that he features is pretty amazing. Just kind of blows your mind. Some of the stuff he covers. But this is definitely a channel for you, Functional. You should absolutely follow this guy.
Oh, he's from Philly. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Back to our regularly
that gets-
scheduled program.
Philadelphia people are not normal.
No.
Oh.
So
Saying.
does he normally like do the what are you doing with your life kind of reactions?
Depends on the thing. You know, not all food that he looks at makes him go, I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
the normal reaction. Well, like, you know, for instance, here's
I make chicken like this. There's nothing left.
What do you mean, like no leftovers, or the universe
Let's start
ceases
this
to exist?
recipe
Because I
by
can see it
cutting
going.
2 chicken breasts. This is
Probably
what I'm
not the
doing.
former. Like I already
You
want to
will love
Thanos
this
this shit.
recipe.
That sounded like a threat.
I'll transfer the chicken to a bowl.
You went from a
Add 3
board
eggs.
to a bowl to another bowl. 3 eggs from
A
this other
teaspoon of
bowl.
salt.
Holy shit, dude.
A teaspoon of paprika. Half a teaspoon of black pepper.
Yep.
And 3
Yep.
tablespoons
Mayo.
of mayonnaise.
So we got chicken, eggs, and
Let's
mayo.
mix it up
Technically,
nicely.
chicken 3
And
ways.
before I
If
forget,
you really want
tell
to
me
get.
which city you're
Yeah.
watching so I can
Yeah.
send you a special hug.
Just
Nah,
boil
yeah, nice
an
try,
egg.
officer.
Today's
So
hug
much-
goes to Mandy Bone.
Oh, it's
from the
Ew.
United
Why is it so
States.
Can't be
wet?
real, mate.
I guess 'cause
Tomorrow's
the egg
hug
yolk
goes to
is-
Hugh G.
China
Rection of Idaho.
I'm scared.
That and because
Next,
the
I will
salt is
add
drawing the
half a cup of
moisture
wheat
out of the
flour
chicken,
and
You're
it's
making
making
a
it even
fucking
more wet.
shitty cake.
What?
I have no
Mom.
doubt that you
No.
will enter your
The
routine.
texture. Oh god, that's
You're making
I don't know what
making
that
me
was supposed to mean, but I have no doubt that this will exit your
100
body
grams of mozzarella,
via furious and
also
molten
Oh.
diarrhea.
fried garlic.
Thank you.
Using a few ingredients present in everyday life.
you can see why this guy reminds me of you.
Yes.
We can make a recipe much tastier than those sold in conventional restaurants.
But I can see his
Easy
soul.
to
Can you
learn.
make a
already left his
recipe
body.
tastier than this fucking one? Because it looks like a bowl of puke.
Yes. Looks
Now
like
let's put some olive
leavings in
oil
a
in a
diaper.
pan.
Okay,
I'll spread it with a brush.
pointless, but all right.
Using a spoon, we will put small portions
This
of the
guy's
mixture
even
You're making
grumpier
like
than
chicken
you.
inside the
fritters,
pan.
shitters.
Tell me how you like to use chicken and eggs in your home.
Any way other
I'd
than
love to
this.
know your recipes.
Literally any other way,
When I do it in my house, there is never anything left because it is
including
amazing.
your children and your spouse, because they fucked
It
off at the
became one
first
of my
sight of this
favorites
garbage.
Since the first time I tried it.
They all went to Taco
It's
Bell.
so easy and fast that I
And
do it
W.
myself almost every
Doesn't
day.
appear to be
already
either
did.
of those things.
Then we cover the pan and cook for 10
Yeah,
minutes.
so you can't hear it scream.
With the help of a spatula, I will turn to fry evenly on both sides.
It's not even
I
that
have
even
no
on the
doubt
first
that
one.
you
The
will
second
come
one's a
back
little bit
here to
more,
thank
yeah.
me for teaching you how to make this amazing chicken recipe.
Incorrect, lady.
Even your friends will ask you to teach them how.
Nah, you're
I
not
can't
gonna have
tell
any
if
more
she's
friends
using
if you
When
try
you
to
get
serve
to
them
this
this shit.
point, we
Voiceover
can remove
or-
it from the pot.
If her voice
Okay.
is really
Teach
that
that friend of
demonic to
yours that
begin
loves
with.
No, it's
chicken.
some AI
Her food is
voiceover.
already
That's
fucking.
real.
That first one
Again,
just looks
aggressive.
like just
And our
pure
recipe is already
salmonella.
ready. Look what delight was.
All right,
A great option to do
no.
on days that you do not have much time to cook.
0.75 out of 10. I would try a bite.
I make chicken like this.
So anyway, I forgot I was doing a show there for a moment. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Harry.
So for all
You
I
are
know, this could
correct,
actually be you. You know, I mean,
Don't know if that
Yeah.
is me.
No,
Yeah.
we're not going to get copy struck for that, are we?
probably.
Ah,
There's something coming up we're going to definitely get copy struck on.
we're
Let's see,
never
where is
gonna
it?
make any
It's
money
okay.
on
I'll
this.
reach out to him and I'll talk to him just like this, and I'll be like, "Dude, I feel your pain. We are kindred souls. I am
Okay.
a former chef. You are a chef, and we talk the same way."
Okay, I have another thing for you. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it, but I have one more
I
thing
wasn't
for you.
sure if I-
In theme, it's in the today's Malcolm Gladwell Award goes to Double Row Bagel Toss. Look at this
my
guy.
God.
Nuh-uh.
Watch this. He's going to do
Who
2
is
rows.
this?
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, that guy's done that for too long.
This
Yeah.
man
Yeah,
is a
that's-
machine.
That's not his first day at work.
Let's see that again.
I've never enjoyed getting an erection from a man before, but
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
make an exception in this case. Holy, that was
That was
like,
amazing.
he didn't bounce them off the wall.
Yeah.
They all went perfectly into that basket without
Amazing.
fracturing a single bagel. Ooh, I have bagels.
Well, you know that comedian who does man news. He does these little things. I don't know if you've seen that. Yeah, this is basically like man news, but for men who cook. I just look at that and I just go, man, how many tens of thousands of hours does it take to get to that level?
And it's a
Truly.
shame because that skill to men like us is just like, dude, you've got to be rolling in it. But we know deep down that's never going to get him laid.
No.
Being an influencer that talks like this and oh, look at what I had in my macchiato triple shot espresso this morning. Like for some reason that gets you laid, acting
Yeah.
like a complete and utter woman.
Yep.
What is wrong with the world? Maybe the microplastics in Sora's testicles are the problem.
I knew it.
Yep. Stupid microplastics. Hey, Geodes.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember, I think I sent you this clip, or maybe you sent it to me, but this will look familiar. So I think topic is she has crazy eyes.
Okay.
If you've been fishing for a craft idea, I want you to come along because I have the perfect catch. I'm going to take this fish and actually make these prints that you see on these towels over here. And are they fun? I mean, if you've wanted to have a perfect fish, you just go to the store and buy one. You put the paints on it, make your print. You then can clean the fish off and take it out on the grill. So you've got to fish to go along
Jesus
with your beach
Christ, so you're
towels by
gonna
the
have
pool or out on the beach.
Lead paint poisoning.
Okay, we'll come back over this side with some
give me
more.
some of that
Kind
yellow
of mix
ochre.
that in so they mix together. That makes it a lot more fun.
you definitely
Kind of a red and a
wanna eat
pink.
that fish.
Oh my god.
Now, I was looking at this thinking, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But then I
Fish
actually
shaming.
did a little bit of research and found out this is actually something that people used to do legitimately. It isn't just this woman with crazy eyes trying to do crafts on 1990s TV. So it's called Goyotaku fish printing. And it's
Sounds
something
like
that
something,
Japanese fishermen used to do.
I was gonna say it sounds like something Japan would do.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I caught a big fish. Well, can you show us a picture? No, because they haven't been invented yet. How about I just make a giant print of the fish that I caught to show that I caught it? So this is a thing that they did for hundreds of years in Japan, and it ended up turning into this weird kind of art form.
But they're using ink. They're not using cadmium.
Oh, I know.
Like even non-toxic paints, they're not going to send you to the ER, but they're still hella toxic.
Mm-hmm.
We use very bad chemicals in our pigments. That's so
Solid.
awesome. I love that.
Well, they used to use even worse
Almonds.
pigments
Yeah.
before. We've actually improved functional.
Just
Oh.
remember, we talk about microplastics, but asbestos was supposed to save us, not that long, and other things like this. So it's like we move on to the next chemical.
Okay, talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I have to go close the door.
That's an ugly fish.
He looks mad.
Hey, Sora, where is it rate on your sunfish scale?
Oh no. No.
That fish looks
Yeah,
like
the
it's
bottom.
blanking.
Yeah. He's
It's
buff.
It's a plank fish.
He definitely works out. He doesn't skip arm day.
No,
Mhm.
no.
That's one buff fish. I can't tell what that is at the front end. If that's, in all seriousness, are like extremities. And why did he pause it? I want to know more about these fish.
The weather is nice, so people are having parties. So, yeah. But that woman had crazy eyes.
I want the fish's head to be here, so we'll put that right in the middle.
I don't like the way you
just
said
lay that down, and then you begin pressing that.
I think she's done this with her kids.
I guess the time has come
when they're
to open up
sleeping.
and see how we're doing.
It gets heavy when she touches the fish.
It turned out just great. You can see the eyes. There we go.
It's the wrong kind of paint.
It's the wrong kind of everything.
Yeah, there's so much wrong here.
You can
so much wrong.
You could give these away as hostess gifts.
Look,
Is
that lady has at least 6 small skeletons in her basement.
Yeah,
home.
one's labeled squirrel, the other one has just question marks. You just don't know.
Well, you know how we like to punish like functional with like terrible food channels that like troll everybody. It feels like this is like the early version of one of those channels way back in the day that we've uncovered. Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like.
Well, okay. So as technology became easier to use, okay, because I still remember when I was 8 at the Naval Postgraduate School golf course learning how to play golf.
Nice.
They had this big bunch of equipment that took a video of my golf swing. And then I was taught how to do better, right? And it was a big deal because to make a video of young Harry, with a 1-wood swinging for the fences, it took like a better side of a van, and then you'd go and you'd take a look at this thing.
Roughly, approximately what year was it you were taking?
I could figure it out, but it was in the 70s, early 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we might have run across each other.
Oh, I know. We've already established that we were almost certainly at the pool at the Naval Postgraduate School at the same time.
We were always there.
Yeah, and I'm actually a really good swimmer, so I was almost always in the adult pool too. So, no, we've actually definitely run into each other. We just didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see, what the hell was I going to talk about? Crap. I completely lost my train of thought. What were we discussing?
Crazy Eyes?
Crazy. Sorry, the 90s. The 90s. What I was going to say is that there was this huge rise as production costs went down in things like public access television. Mm-hmm. Okay, and also even the things, it used to be that the TV, you'd have like 4 or 5 channels, and then about midnight or 2 in the morning, an Indian would show up, and then you just get the Star Spangled Banner and then test pattern for 5 or 6 hours, right? And as things got easier, it got easier and easier to make content. There was just this thirst for content. So this is probably somebody just chewing up time on public access, would be my guess. They said, now Fran likes to make those stupid shirts. Maybe she won't shut up about them. Let's bring her in and she can show people how to do this.
At least she'll be over there making videos and not over here bothering us.
Man, I've seen some things on public access, and I still need to get a copy of a VHS tape that has some of the most phenomenal stuff that's ever been shown on TV. I can't find it anywhere on YouTube, on the internet. It's on a VHS tape buried in my friend's garage. And if I could find some way to convince him to dig that thing out, I will definitely show all of that on air at some point.
That would be fun to see.
I'll help you clean your garage. I mean, seriously, I really, really want this VHS tape. Because as far as I know, that's the only copy of this stuff. But some of that public access stuff was so wild. It was fantastic. And I'm betting that's what this is. It's some public access BS. Okay. Or it was on one of the weird cable channels that bought time at night.
The great thing about public access was when the dentist who lived down the street from you could get on TV and tell everybody that JFK was assassinated by aliens.
Nice. Yeah. You could go full David Icke and it was just okay.
Yeah, exactly. Or Joe Pine.
Hey, Geodes.
Yes.
With great power comes great responsibility. Should I?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
We'll probably get in trouble with YouTube, but
probably.
Whatever.
Do it. There's no audio.
I'm fixing it.
What are you talking about?
Hey, stop.
Say something. Back up.
Stop.
Say something.
Stop.
Hey, you broke?
Just wait for it.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Right in his ball.
Now, him just getting tasered the first time, that's nothing special. But him starting to say, with great power comes great responsibility.
When
It
he
looks,
said that,
it looks
if I
like
had-
they tased him right in the nuts.
if I had been a cop when he said that, I would have tased him just because he said that.
Great responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can feel the power flowing through me
Actually
just
got
from
him
watching this.
in the right hip is where it got him.
I'm sorry, YouTube. I know you don't like violence, but
Yeah.
Oh man.
it just strict. It just looks like a run of the mill thing, and then that last little bit just puts it right into the funny zone.
Mhm.
I'm happy. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we should go back to actually something in the schedule. Okay. Let's see. Root beer, painkillers, testicle plastic, dogs. Okay. Oakland. So Skep, Oakland got a new mayor about a month ago because there was all this problems with the corruption and the FBI, and it didn't go well. So they've got a new mayor, and this new mayor has some new ideas. This is going to be, let's just give you a little taste of what's going on in Oakland.
All right.
Once it
Clean
loads.
things up.
Oakland has a new mayor, a new administration, and is trying to write a new chapter, but they face many of the same issues as other cities in the region, including homelessness. City leaders have been trying to address it, taking steps to clear several encampments, including the one at East 12th Street and Wood Street. Well, now Mayor Barbara Lee is rolling out an initiative to combat homelessness. It is a 5-point plan. It's focused on...
Hey, they've got an initiative, right?
Wow, and
Skep?
a 5-point plan.
And they've got a 5-point plan. Most people would have quit at 4 points.
Yeah.
But Barbara Lee is such a seasoned politician. Full 5. She's pushing it all the way to 5.
She'll make a difference.
She is a person that's going to get stuff done. Let's hear about this plan.
Prevention and outreach, plus the new Office of Homelessness Solutions for the city of Oakland. Amanda Harry talked to a formerly homeless...
A new Office of Homelessness Solutions.
I'm so excited. This will solve it. The new office was what was missing.
Yeah.
That's how this happened.
So she's going to solve homelessness by throwing more bureaucracy at it.
If only they'd had the new office before, they could have prevented all of this.
Well, they didn't really have an office. It was just sort of matrix managed across different departments. They only had 3 points in their plan. It was really just a half-assed effort at best.
5-point plan and a new office.
Yeah. Yeah,
That'll solve
5-point plan and a new office. I think
I've got confidence.
I think we can look forward to a bold new Oakland emerging from all of this. Don't you think, Skep?
Rise like a phoenix. It'll be bold, clean, successful, and thriving.
Yeah, it's going to be great. This is kind of a feel-good thing. Okay, so here's a little video about a 97-year-old guy who's an owner of a barbecue restaurant. If it ever loads.
It's the lunchtime crowd at J Bar M Barbecue. According to many, some of the best barbecue in Texas.
What do you come here for? I come for the brisket. The brisket and the brisket burger.
This is the obligatory ask the patrons what they like to eat there part. All barbecue thing. My news channels have this.
Yes.
And the barbecue chicken.
The brisket.
The
brisket
turkey,
burger.
smoked turkey salad is amazing. It's amazing. See how skinny I am?
But let's rewind a couple of hours to the morning before the place even opens.
Good morning, good morning.
And this gentleman, the owner of the restaurant, 97-year-old John Toomey.
Everything okay?
And did you see that Sora? Bottomless
He's
mimosa, $16.
Not too bad.
If you were an influencer, you could talk about it.
Every morning.
Oh, good morning, Jesus.
Like a doctor making his rounds, checking on the staff, and of course, the brisket.
Got a good bark.
That means yes, sir.
Mr. Toomey even checks on old Smokey.
You good boy. That's our mascot.
Part of his daily routine, sitting at his favorite table, reading his newspapers and printed articles. A Houstonian born and raised, U of H alum and former attorney whose lifelong dream was to open his own barbecue joint.
You could get it on back then. Well done.
Yeah, his lifelong dream was to open up a barbecue place. Okay, but there's even more.
a dream realized 4 years ago at the age of 93.
What keeps...
Okay, this guy has wanted he's wanted to run a barbecue restaurant all his life. At the age of 93, he started his barbecue restaurant.
Why not?
Why not? And every day he goes in at 97 to check it out.
80 not be the new 60?
Yeah. So if you think anybody out there in the vast audio radiance who thinks that they are too old to do whatever the hell they want, look at this guy.
That's right.
I'm going to start a new profession in 94. Why? Because Texas. This is a great story. I love this story.
There would be hope for me, but I'm Canadian.
Oh,
There's so much good barbecue in the area where I'm in Texas. This is like barbecue heaven. That if you have to be amazing to get a successful barbecue operation.
So I think what you're basically saying, Functional, is that you had your hopes, dreams, and ambitions surgically removed at age 30. Is that part of being Canadian?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Canada, so.
Yeah.
Blame Canada.
See, even Minnie knows what's up. She starts barking.
That's right. Canada, you've got it made. Okay.
Yeah.
No, instead of walking into the Soylent Green wood chipper, why don't you just live out your dreams and keep busy? I like everything about this story.
I'd really love to open up a Texas barbecue joint up here, but the amount of hoops you have to go through just to open a restaurant, never mind a restaurant that's going to have smokers, just not happening up here.
I saw something that I've never seen. It was a big food truck, okay, and they didn't have a barbecue pit or a smoker being towed behind them. I saw this guy open this panel, and inside I saw actual flames. They had inside this food trailer thing, they actually had a wood burning grill inside the trailer. I've never seen that. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
And it's sort of this Mexican barbecue thing. And I've been driving by it, and especially when I'm on two wheels and I drive by, it's like, damn, that smells good. And I have to remind myself I'm only going to eat once a day, and it's not time to eat. And no, Harry, you can't have, Mexican barbecue. You just can't. But man, the next time I drive by that thing, I don't think I care what time of day it is. I'm going to stop and get some of that stuff.
Have a cheap day, Harry.
It smells good.
Yeah.
It smells really good.
Something you said for indulging yourself. Quality of life.
Yeah.
They did have a barbecue festival going on while I was down there today. I didn't get to partake in any of the barbecue, but the smells of meat grilling on the wind.
There's something about the smell of grilling meat that is just amazing and wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There sure is. There sure is. I had some notes here. I can't remember. I'm trying to see. I'm just rejiggering the thing. The show.
I like Texas barbecue. Everything except I wish sauces didn't have as much sugar.
Yeah.
Too much sugar.
It's better than in Kansas City. Texas barbecue sauce is not as sugary as Kansas City.
No, Kansas City is like French dressing.
Well, if you're talking brisket, you don't need barbecue sauce. If it's got really good bark and it's really well seasoned, you just don't need barbecue sauce. Okay. If you're talking pork, the vinegar-based North Carolina sauces are so good.
So good.
So good. That Kansas City barbecue sauce is like something you feed to children before they go to Chuck E. Cheese. It's just not. Yeah, it's culinarily, it's pretty bad. I had this super fun article here. So this is the eye rolls and stunned looks of Georgia Maloney. So she likes.
When Biden wanders off.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Come on over. Hey, why don't you join us, Mr. Zombie?
You could just see the look on her face, like, eh. She's talking to Macron. So of course, what does she do? She just starts rolling her eyes at the guy. Her face is very expressive.
She's Italian.
That was when the German guy was addressing the assembly. She cut her eyes like that.
You always know where she stands on stuff.
Work on it, and let's try to put pressure on Russia, because the credibility of these efforts we are undertaking
That's
at
the
least
German guy.
a
That's the
ceasefire
German delegate.
from the beginning of the serious
Yeah.
negotiations from next step on. So
He's like,
I
I'm
would
sitting next to
I'm
it.
like, how can I get out?
Impegnatissimo per ottenere questo risultato.
Aumenti sostenibili, ha detto l'Italia, però parliamo comunque di circa 100 miliardi in 10 anni, quindi è il calcolo tra sicurezza e difesa.
I mean, the Gen Z stare's got nothing on her.
Yeah, no kidding.
They're very Italian reactions, you know.
Yeah.
Why I love Italian.
No, she's great. I think
How
she's
the fuck
fantastic.
would I know look is amazing.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to take some questions or anything? You feel like it? Huh? Sì. All the time.
He does it always. I never want to speak with my friend.
Prime Minister Meloni, who's doing a fantastic job. I would say that she has taken Europe by storm and highly respected. Everybody.
And I hope that's exactly what you said. Of course, she could have called me a jerk and I wouldn't know, but it would be in the most beautiful language imaginable. And so I wouldn't even get offended.
Nah, she's pretty great. I gotta say, I really kind of like her.
You're very lucky to have her in Italy right now because France is not in good hands.
So there was also
Italy's one of the last bastions of Western Europe currently.
No kidding.
And it's fucking sad.
Well, in terms of the be afraid stuff, people seem to be very worried about shaking up FEMA. Now, it wasn't that long ago that we saw them completely incompetently botching thing after thing after thing.
Yeah.
It's not like there's not a problem to be solved. It's like, oh no, FEMA, it's the greatest thing we've ever done. We should never touch it, you know. And of course, NPR being the politically neutral outfit that they are, aren't going to try to spin this thing. You know, Hurricane Katrina forced changes at FEMA. Trump is rolling them back. That is so blatantly dishonest, that particular headline.
That is almost completely, it's like fabricated.
How does that make you feel, Skep?
Well,
oh, hold on. I guess Functional wants a piece of this. Let's do Functional and then
I just
Skep.
want to know, because I'm not that familiar with all the goings on. Can you name me one time FEMA's actually handled the crisis okay?
Well, they do yeoman-like work sometimes. Like, for instance, if a tornado...
No, but I mean like a crisis.
But if a
because I remember
tornado goes
Katrina-
through somewhere, for instance, and it cuts a 5-mile wide swath of destruction upon which on either side of it, civilization still is mostly untouched. They do a pretty good job of handing out checks for people and low interest loans and throwing blankets at people and helping out the Red Cross. I mean, that
they're
kind
a
of
fun
disaster is
cash pump.
easy. Yeah. That kind of disaster is actually pretty easy. But when like a whole state gets nearly washed away by a hurricane remnant, like, was it South Carolina?
Right.
Okay.
They failed really badly.
Okay.
They fail really poorly. Now, the famous thing they're alluding to is what happened after Hurricane Katrina, when a guy that Bush Jr. put in, who was clearly unqualified for the job. He had never really, I think he was a former director of the American Arabian Horse Show Association. And they just put him in this job thinking he wouldn't have anything to do because they just pull out the binder. Pull out the binder that says shit hits the fan. Pull out the binder that says tornado. Pull out the binder that says flood. And he'll just be there and just be a figurehead. Well, people died after Hurricane Katrina because they were so incompetent that they literally just had a stadium full of people starving to death and not having fluids and not having medical care. And it was a pretty horrible thing. But that doesn't mean that it's perfect and that we don't need to fix all the stuff that happened to the Carolinas. And then there was the partisan part of it where they actually were telling people, don't bother knocking on the doors of anybody who looks like they were Republicans or Trump supporters. They were not helping the Republicans. So that's a problem. So clearly they need to reform FEMA. But this article is like really dishonest. But you just have to have a memory more than 10 weeks long to remember why these things are the way they say they are. Scap.
Brownie did a hell of a job.
Brownie did a heck of a job.
Yeah, the thing was after that happened, people were very disillusioned with FEMA. Do you remember how bad the press was on FEMA?
We're talking about after Hurricane Katrina?
Yeah, after Katrina.
Oh, yeah.
That was, and then didn't they get... Something happened where they were reformed or they got a bunch of money to build up their disaster response stuff after Katrina, but I never really followed what happened with that rebuilding effort.
Well, the thing about the government and disaster recovery is the idea is that there can be disasters that are so large that no individual, even an individual state, wouldn't be able to handle it. It'd be too much.
Well,
and those things certainly exist. Like imagine Yellowstone's super caldera eruption. That's the entire middle of the United States is going to be thrown into a state of suck for years from something like that. And it would take all of the United States and probably our international partners to try to deal with a crisis of that size. So there are certainly reasons why you would want a federal emergency management thing. But a lot of what FEMA does, from what we've seen in the Carolinas, is just get in the way.
Right.
They get their 5-point plan and they got their binders and they've got a bunch of apparatchiks running things and they just get in the way.
No, you can't use that shelter. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
We have a problem with that. We have to inspect that.
Screw you. Anything built by the Amish is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
God, that was no.
You're telling me the Amish don't know how to build? Really? That's what you're going with?
No, they have to wait for the FEMA structures that have already been ordered, even though these houses will be ready today. Oh, that made me so mad.
Yeah, it's just another big federal bureaucracy. So I would love to see them but anything. Yeah, just everything Trump does is bad automatically.
Well, here's the thing. Talking about what Trump is doing. Trump is getting a lot of easy W's because of Democratic excess, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Biden was asleep at the wheel, and the apparatchiks just pushed things too far. Things got ridiculous. And then you have somebody like Trump get in there, and he's exposing this, and the country says, "Yeah, you're right. That's ridiculous." And then he corrects it with an executive action, and everybody thinks that's great. That's fine as long as he's doing this. It's when he decides to improve other things that might gore your ox that you may not like what he's doing and the way that he's doing it. That's why I'm telling people, pay attention to the way he's using his office and the executive authority, and make sure you're on board for he needs to have some checks and balances too. He needs to be in a position where he is not moving the country at a whim. And we're not there yet, but we need to guard against that. This is that type of a situation.
Well, I'm not sure who gets this next one, because it could actually be any of probably not Skep, but this could be anybody. But RPG designer goes missing after crowdfunding award-winning game. So essentially, everything was going fine. They raised a bunch of money. They're at the point where the game should be produced and being shipped to people, but the one guy who has his finger on all the accounts and who's the main designer behind the whole thing, he's missing. He's just not there.
Is he in India? That's my
no.
Seems like that's where all the people with Bitcoin go.
Yeah, so this thing's called Grimwild.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, the tabletop RPG, which was originally supported in 2024 on crowdfunding site BackerKit by 590 people for $40,000, before a later hardcover version was backed by 597 for a further $47,000, promised a cinematic narrative rules system which eschewed the finer points of rules in favor of a game that was more concerned with the dramatic over the realistic. After a few updates to the rules and some production delays, both physical editions of the rulebook were supposed to be delivered to customers in July. Yeah, but he's been gone for like 2 months and nobody knows where the hell he is or what happened to him. This is why I hate crowdfunding. For one thing, this is a stupid way to set up a business where this guy, even when everything's done, they can't ship it because he's not there to sign for it. And it doesn't seem like it's a take the money and run thing, because if he was going to take their money, he could have just taken it and disappeared a long time ago. This is just like a risk thing. Like the guy just disappeared and nobody knows where the hell he is. So none of you have heard anything about this?
No.
Okay. As many of you have noticed, Max has been absent for nearly 2 months, the statement says. Initially, we weren't too worried. We knew he needed a break. Launching a successful crowdfunding campaign and a project like this is as rewarding as it is exhausting. And Max has also been going through some real-life changes that we hoped he was taking time to adjust to and enjoy.
No.
But no, he's gone. I really hate crowdfunding. I've been burned on way too many things. Do you guys still do crowdfunding? Or is it just me? Am I the only stupid one here?
No,
I will do like ones that I'm at least familiar with. Like I've watched like maybe a content creator, or I'm familiar with at least somebody. Like I know Setsu right now is doing his food stand at the mall that he's getting ready to do.
Mhm.
Like that's like a GoFundMe thing though. But that's like something I'll do. I don't do stuff like this. So
Well, I gave some money to Lindy Beige, that guy. What's his name? I can't remember his real name.
Oh,
Christopher something. Anyway, and it's running several years behind. He was doing this graphic novel about Hannibal.
Yeah.
And his expedition, his foray into Italy. And it looks like it's going to be absolutely fantastic, but it's just years and years and years late at this point. Nicholas Lloyd. Okay. Yeah. So, man, I'm thinking in terms of being delayed, 100% of things are delayed. I've had a few things delayed by several years. And I've had some things where they just buggered off with the money and I was just out, which is why I just don't do crowdfunding anymore unless I have real reason to believe that like a real company's going to deliver something. Oh, anyway, it's just me. I have to complain about this. Okay.
There's never any reason to back something you don't understand the value proposition.
Yeah.
The business.
So Functional, how do you feel about Patton Oswalt being on Star Trek Strange New Worlds? I feel like they're not taking things seriously enough.
What's he doing?
Not doing this, Harry.
What do you mean you're not doing this? What? You're
Not doing this.
You don't want me to harsh your mellow? What?
I'm not talking about this show anymore.
Okay.
I've expended all of my
Psychic
battery
energy.
Exactly.
Well,
I've expended enough on this show in my life. I can't. They never were taking any of this show seriously.
No. I get that Patton Oswalt is an insider. Okay, he's an industry insider. Lots of people like him. He's capable of being pretty funny. And he's got like this weird sort of nerd cred that keeps having him show up, like where he played this one part in Parks and Recreation where he went on some 20-minute ad lib about some Star Wars thing. And that ended up becoming a lot of B-roll. He keeps showing up in, what was it, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this other sort of stuff. But he's unlike Bob Odenkirk, I cannot take Patton Oswalt seriously when he does this kind of stuff. I mean, Bob Odenkirk, I love Bob Odenkirk. I'm really happy there's going to be a sequel to Nobody. Even if it's only kind of sort of mediocre, I'm still going to watch the hell out of that. I'm really looking forward to that.
I love watching him act.
But Patton Oswalt, man, it's just like, just tell me you're not trying very hard.
Have you guys seen Mr. Show? Have I asked you this before?
I have not.
It was Bob Odenkirk
David
and
Cross.
David Cross.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest cerebral comedy on television.
It was pretty great.
It was really good.
It was really good.
And if you understood the type of stuff that they were doing, it made it all the better because it wasn't just it was very Monty Python with an American barbecue sauce on it, you know?
Yep. Kids in the Hall was pretty great too. But I thought Mr. Show was even better. Much better.
Mr. Show was the best comedy show since Monty Python, in my estimation.
I feel like we're forgetting a few other honorable mentions, but yeah, sure, why not? I'll go with it.
Don't get me wrong. There were some other greats, but I think the greatest, the GOAT, as the kids like to say, Monty Python, Mr. Show. I loved Mad TV. I loved earlier years of Saturday Night Live. There was talk radio, news radio. There was
all 4 seasons of news radio.
What was the one about the magazine and the photographer?
Just Shoot Me?
Just Shoot Me, I thought was highly underrated. Married with Children. The list goes on and on. All greats in their own right.
What about that British one with
Faulty Towers?
Stephen Fry and the House Guy.
Yeah, Fry and Laurie. Yeah.
Yeah, Fry and Laurie.
Fry and Laurie, Blackadder, all that stuff was quite good.
Yeah.
But I still think Faulty Towers was just so good. That whole thing with him whipping that car was, I mean, Faulty Towers.
Like I said, there were some good ones, but I think
it just kills me.
Monty Python took the cake for me, and then Mr. Show kind of brought me back again to this is just like greatness upon greatness. But that's just me. I'm no expert.
No, it was absolutely. Sorry, I'm still thinking about Faulty Towers. Just one of the best. God, one of the best things. News radio was way funnier than it had any right to be. I just pretend that last season without Phil Hartman didn't happen, which is why I say all 4 seasons. You can even bring in Patrick Warburton, who's great, and he's not going to save the show. Sorry, just not going to happen. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just going through the stuff trying to see. Oh, always got to keep this around. Oh, video unavailable. Well, screw you. Oh, here we go.
Wow. Thanks, you too.
I'm going to pause it partway through. So he gets frustrated. Here's where we get copy struck.
You vicious bastard!
The thing is, we all know what's coming.
My God! I'm warning you, if you don't stop! I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3, right! That's it! You've tried it on just once too often, right?
One more pause. I really don't want to get copy struck.
Well, don't say I haven't warned you! I've laid it on the line to you time and time again! Right, well, this is it! I'm gonna give you a damn good thrashing!
Now, John Cleese has been interviewed and asked about this many times. I saw an interview with him once where he was saying that the branch that he used, basically the switch that he used to lash out at the car, he was very, very careful about which one he picked. It had to be comically sort of underscaled. Okay, because it needed to look like sort of the impotent actions of an impotent man who was helpless in a situation. He didn't want to make it look like he was really trying to hurt the car with like something big enough to crack the windshield or anything like that. He wasn't trying to actually damage it. So he got that thin little reedy switch.
Ineffectually convey his
This is the actions of a completely helpless man.
Yeah, exactly.
No agency. No agency. Between God and his wife, Sybil, there was just he was not the master of his own fate. Not even a little bit.
No.
Sorry.
Part of the windstorm.
But yeah, I think Mr. Show was actually pretty damn fantastic. David Cross is aside from being kind of a liberal nitwit, he's actually very good. That was the other thing. A lot of those things. So, what was it? God, it was the guy who married Corin. Why can I not remember those two guys? The ones who did Peep Show and Mitchell and Webb. Are you familiar with those guys?
Yes.
No.
Mitchell and Webb are great. Okay. Now, in real life, they're British, so they can't be super conservative. Okay. Webb has gone off to kind of go lefty, weird, off the reservation kind of nutso. But David Mitchell, I find to be extremely funny. And that was a fantastic show, Mitchell and Webb. That Mitchell and Webb look, they did a radio thing. It was that Mitchell and Webb sound. You've probably all seen sort of the meme, "Are we the baddies?"
Yeah.
That's from Mitchell and Webb.
Okay.
Okay. But we've got skulls on our on our hats.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? No, they do some great sketches. There was one that was a homeopathic emergency room that they did, where they tried to save some patient by extending his lifeline with a ballpoint pen. And then they wanted to get bits and pieces of the car that ran into the guy to make a homeopathic cure out of it. Anyway, beside that, let's see, what are we doing? Oh, that's right. We're talking about stuff and things. I have so much stuff in sort of the back pocket topics like this.
On the next episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, they're all dead. A contaminated ship is spreading a strange disease.
It is definitely like alcohol intoxication.
And the new Enterprise is on a galactic collision
it's
course.
It's the Naked Now.
What we're seeing, sir, is a huge chunk of the star's surface blown away, heading for us.
Now, the crew faces disaster. We're not going to make it. On Star Trek.
And not going to make it. I thought they almost going to cancel the damn show after that episode. It was like the third episode of the first season, and they went into that monstrous thing where
fully functional.
Yeah, where Data and Denise Crosby end up knocking boots.
Yeah, Tasha gets some Bob action.
Oh, that was just not good.
How does that work? Is he not an android?
He's fully functional. That's what he said.
But he somehow gets intoxicated too for whatever reason.
Yep. Because MacGuffin.
Right, exactly. Gotta have a MacGuffin.
Do you know why he was affected by the weird phenomenon, Sora? Because it was necessary for the advancement of the storyline. That's why.
Okay.
Now I can understand why, when it first came out, even though I was a dumb kid and I loved it, why fans of the original series were like, what is this crap? Because there's news articles from across the countries, yours and mine, where people were like, this show is stupid, it sucks. Because, yeah, when I revisit, okay, Encounter at Farpoint was actually pretty awesome, but most of season 1, like The Naked Now, was just like, what? This was supposed to be the thing? No. And then, of course, in season 2, you get Pulaski, which is just like, they had no idea where the fuck they were going. Season 3, though, that's where, they found their stride. They got good writing, good plot points. You even get the Borg. Q who? Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
John Delancey
almost
almost didn't get that role because he almost didn't audition.
Yeah, but I mean, they went on, and that went strong for 3 seasons, and then you get season 7, which was just.
Well, I have.
Yeah, I'm going to tune into DS9 now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
DS9. It's really exciting. It doesn't go anywhere, but it's just as exciting as a starship. It's great. It's like a Greyhound bus station near a black hole, but you're going to love it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, it is absolutely great. So speaking of things that are great, I feel this is for Sora because you're the only woman here. So I think this is for you. You remember Salt Bay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, have you heard of Mr. Super Wow?
I don't think so.
Okay. So it's like Salt Bay, but fun sized. Okay. So here's Mr. Super Wow. Let's turn the audio down a little bit here. So it's like a tiny little Salt Bay.
Is this a little person or a child?
I don't know. He's not a tall guy, however you look at it.
Small Oriental man is what that is.
Yeah. It's like a miniature Salt Bay.
They left him in the dryer a little bit too long.
Yeah, just as good.
I dislike this very much.
You dislike it or like it?
I dislike it. This is very uncomfortable.
It is very uncomfortable, isn't it? That's right.
What's happening so far?
Yeah, it's that looks like he's using a like a 14-inch breakdown knife. Yeah, just feed her like she's a baby bird there, Mini Salt Bay. That's nothing creepy about that. So here's
better if he chewed it up and vomited it into her mouth. Like
exactly. Here's okay. Here's their gold-plated baklava. You've been to Greece. This is how they serve it, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, 100%.
See, he's talking to the people back at the MI6 or something.
Hey man, you got the rest of that meat? We need it.
Yeah.
Gotta get these customers.
Yeah. There you go. This is some great
I
food.
bet you it's dry and disgusting.
Yeah, I don't feel like you need gold leaf or dry ice to serve baklava.
Oh, and then this person comes in and ruins it.
Yeah. Okay, I think I've hit my saturation point.
Oh yeah, no more.
This is terrible.
This is, yeah.
This is one of these things I made a mental note of it. Say, I'm going to show this to Sora. And then I'm like watching it going, what the hell was I thinking? Why did I show this to Sora? I don't hate Sora.
This is the kind of shit that happened to us in Thailand. Thailand and Cambodia have guys like this who come up to your table and do magic stuff with food at the restaurants in Bangkok.
Hey, this is better and more wholesome. Californian Honda S2000 owner drove 100 miles to a San Francisco coffee shop made for car lovers. Yeah, so it's called Motoring Coffee, and it's got like what looks like a K card that's been turned into like a coffee thing. They've got all these stuff inside the coffee shop. I don't know if I love this or hate this. It's a car-themed eatery. I think it's okay. It looks like an NS, what is that, NX2000? You should know this, Geodes.
I don't. I really don't.
Okay. You haven't played enough Gran Turismo.
No, I really haven't.
No.
This is true.
But, I mean, as ideas for themed coffee shops go, I think I like this better than having cats.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're not going to get cat fur in your coffee. I think this is fine. I think this is. I don't see a lot of women there, though. Just throwing that out there. I think if you want to meet somebody, this might not be the place to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you go to the cat coffee shop, you're definitely going to have more of a chance of meeting somebody of the opposite sex. Not so much at this one. Okay. So this is. I think this is this is probably a joke thing, so you don't have to tell me it's a joke, but I'm going to play it anyway.
Okay.
My dad just found my dildo. Okay, so let me go back for anybody who can't see it. My dad just found my dildo and told me with fucking AI Trump.
Hi, sweetheart. There's no reason to be embarrassed, but I found your green goblin. Or that's what your mother used to call it. You should be a bit more Careful about what you leave in the bathroom. Your younger brother is in there all the time for like hours on end. Please keep these things private. To be frank with you, I didn't believe it when I first saw it. These things are so much bigger than I remember. Anyways, take it easy, champ. You're not training for the Olympics. Let's keep the bathroom a family-friendly space. And don't worry, I won't tell Mom. Love you. Yapper.so.
God, I wish this was real.
If it was, it's fairly wholesome, you know?
Yeah.
Go dad.
Fun.
But
Yeah. Good dad.
Yeah.
I don't trust anything anymore. Anything that's even remotely, oh, this is kind of nice. I think it's fake. It's got to that point where I don't trust anything anymore.
Well, it's like I was looking up the story on Putin and his wife,
Mhm.
and there's all this AI footage supposedly of them walking together and stuff like that, and it's just AI footage after AI footage after AI footage on YouTube. And
His
I'm like,
wife or his
"Dear God."
or his mistress?
Mistress? I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, same
whichever.
difference.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, good luck finding actual like information. I had to basically look for like years, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, in order to like find something that I was like, this is probably legit. So
Yeah. So I did find one cool thing that we can leave on. I think this is really, really swell, and somebody spent way too much time planning this.
Is it a trip to Uranus?
This is Kubato Makers 9700.
This is a very creative use of magnets.
Yep.
Magnetic repulsion.
Yeah. I love it.
Yep.
So cool.
This is so well thought out. I can't say I've ever seen anything quite like this.
No.
See, I wish we'd have these kind of stuff at school. Can you
I
imagine?
see this stuff all the time.
People would love this. Students would be much more into science and.
I'm just joking. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like this.
So much work.
I know.
Hey!
Yeah, that's pretty great.
That's very satisfying. I love this.
Okay, so we feel good.
Yeah.
We feel like we've done a thing.
I feel like
we've addressed the issues of the day, and we are proud and happy.
Yeah, and I've actually carefully avoided some of the issues because some of it's just been played out. By the time you get around to Saturday, some of the stuff is like, oh well, we've already talked about this for a week. I don't want to just talk about the same stuff that everybody else has been talking about all week.
Yeah, no.
It's just like, there's a number of people that have really good shows. There's a Wednesday show, and of course there's Monkey and all these other people. And it's like, if something happens on a Monday and it's big news, it almost never makes it into the Saturday show because it's like, okay, this is already 3-day-old fish at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that sushi ain't fresh.
This has been. Oh, what, Geodes?
I did want to ask one last question. I'm sure I know the answer right. Would you rather be served food by the guy who's doing that weird meat show,
Mini Salt Bay? Yeah,
Mini Salt Bay, or would you rather be served by the Bagel Man that we saw earlier?
Oh God, the Bagel Man!
Bagel Man. Easy peasy.
I want those bagels.
Yeah,
I want them right now, and I'm not even hungry.
Smell the bagels. Oh,
God, bagels.
Bagel Man was a pro.
Bagels are just the best.
Master.
Yeah. I think even Bagel Man would look at
Bagel
this last thing and be impressed, though. So this has been your Minions of the Zoo for Saturday. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. The zoo is closed.